It's football time, and we scored a dime. Football's on, so let's smoke a bong. TGIF.
On the last episode of Thank God It's Fantasy, featuring special guest YETI BLANC.
You have to pick one that you definitely think you should have been drafted before that you weren't.
And now, the exciting conclusion, brought to you by
YETIBlanc.com. That's YETIBlanc.com. Did I mention it was YETIBlanc.com?
That .com?
It's a .com.
Okay, let me ask you then.
Okay.
3 questions for you that you can think about. 1, what's the most egregious pick, or what's the most egregious non-pick or fall, whatever? 2, you have to pick one that you definitely think you should have been drafted before that you weren't. And who is your dead last pick?
Most egregious drop to me was Renee going so late. I love her. Now, someone said that they had a hard time with her being, when she gets up to 11 or she's on 11 a lot, and that can get like, I live for that. Like, we both live. I mean, I don't live too far from her. I really want to have them over for dinner. Like, I want to have her. I want our families to become friends. Like, I absolutely love Renee. And
yeah, she went second to last.
Yeah, so that would be one of the more egregious drops of her going so late. Hey, you got the big board.
There we go. Yeah,
Nice.
Awesome. Sweet.
All right, so that was most egregious drop. Joe, what was your next question?
Who would you say that you should have gone before?
Gotcha.
That list we do not have up.
All right, I will read you that list right now.
Man,
I will start at
sweet.
the second. So we had Greg, Amin, Whitty, Roy, Ron McGill, Poppy, Lewis, Meach, was that Kirkchen, and then Yeti.
While I will not say I'm better than Poppy, if you're building a show that's going to go on for an entire week, he's only going to show up for a little bit, here lately, because he's pretty much retired. It's going to knock it out of the park when he's there, because Poppy is always funny. And he has like the crowd appeal. People will flock to come and hear Poppy, even if it is for the only 5 minutes. But if you're trying to put together an entire week's worth of shows, the rest of the crew is going to be carrying most of the rest of that week. But that's the only reason. Like that's not me saying I should have more stature than Poppy. But if you're trying to build a winning week all together where everybody pulls, kind of equal amount or something like that, that's going to be, he's going to forget to play defense, for most of the week. He's going to be James Harden on defense for most of the week.
I think that's
not have Yeti anti-Poppy.
Please, Juju, don't tweet that out.
Yeah, I was going to say, Juju, put that on there.
Yeti hates Poppy. Yeti, I'm better than Poppy.
Pop comment.
Should have gone before him.
I could say Meach just because he's so infrequently on the show, but every time he's on, he's just so passionate, and he's good at reminding me to always look out for somebody else. And so I'll take that, no problem.
Just the gravitas. That's the word I keep associating with him.
I definitely think the list is a good one for super fans. Like,
yeah,
and then now you have to give us your absolute dead last pick.
Oh, Billy Corbin, because he insults my boss.
Oh, wow, that's some good loyalty there.
And I actually enjoy listening to a lot of his stuff on Dan. It's gotten a little old the last couple of weeks, but I've liked him for a long time. But I do not, and I like his willingness to raise a voice. But he insults my boss. And so, I'm Greg. I ride or die with Greg Cody. Sorry, Billy Corbin.
Crypto bros, crows.
Well played. Well, let's not forget, if we had Carl Douglas weekly, we'd really have something there talking about real problems in the world and not just Miami problems. Am I right?
Yeah.
Gold medalist.
Yeah. So let me tell you about my thoughts on my team. So, I absolutely love being paired with Smetty because she is just an incredible addition to the show to me.
Agreed.
I have a brother that is the same age as her. My youngest brother is the same age. And I would love to trade him in for her to be my youngest sibling. Like, I really would. Like if she could be my youngest sibling. My 2 sisters are already incredible. I love my sisters. I would easily give up one of my brothers for her to be one of my siblings, especially the one that's the same age. He's an oaf. And so, Smetty, you can be my sister anytime. Like, I'll trade you in for my youngest brother. But like, she is so good at conversation. She's just easy to talk to. And so like there's always going to be something, and she's funny and she's witty, and which brings me to Witty, who is you talk about like someone
What
who
a pro. What a segue.
Absolute professional. Like his calls on the big game on the final song of the reprise.
So good.
Like how they had him reenact calls from the Super Bowl. Like I was like,
right.
We
They're
are
legit.
way too lucky to have him on this boat, entertaining us every day.
That man is a treasure.
Penis.
Hit him right in the penis.
He is a treasure. Do not seek the treasure. But no, like, and so, but like he can be really funny, and he's easy to joke on, and he's a good sport about it. But then like if you want like really good like well-spoken analysis, you need a good ad read. You've got Witty to carry that throughout the show.
Yeah. I love when they drop shit on him on the spot, because it doesn't matter. Just give him some random Wikipedia thing or Urban Dictionary. He's gonna nail the read, and it's gonna be money.
What's funny is when I first started hearing about Chris Whittingham, I thought he was like the super like cool guy. Like he gave off this confidence before we heard enough from him that he was just like really into it. Like just, he has all his stuff together, super confident, just cool guy. And then as they start Meadowlark and he joins there, like, oh, this guy is like a super nerd, he's a total fancy lad. And that was funny. But then like, he's not a stiff about it. And like he is so good at rolling with the punches, going from the dynamic from completely polished to reveling in all the chicanery that they bring into the show. So
they literally accuse him of being a serial killer.
Right.
Like, it's as far to the other end of the spectrum as you can go. Like,
yeah,
the rare serial killer who is also a narc.
Yeah. Co-op.
That's why that thing doesn't fly, because he'd tell on him, excuse me, officer, here's the weapon. This is the one I used.
But that's how he gets away with it. He just makes it obvious, and they're like, "Oh, no way!" They'd never believe him. So he gets to
you're killing people. Get out of here, kid.
Yeah. I set my cousin's hair on fire in my freshman year of high school, and we were in the auditorium, and someone had their Dale Earnhardt lighter, and I was like, "Let me see that." And so I was just trying to play. You can like flick it and it just sparks. As long as you don't hold down the gas, the flame isn't going to show up. I was trying to do that to my cousin's neck just to scare him, because we weren't in the play. They were building the set for the play. And there's this guy, Michael Weiss. Michael Weiss was always smoking. Like, he reeked of cigarette smoke all the time. And he saved me. So he's up on the stage building the set. And
Intimidator.
So here I'm with the Intimidator's lighter, and I'm flicking the sparks, and we're just out in the auditorium, supposed to be studying or something, since we weren't involved in the play, and because it was our chorus class. That's what it was our chorus class. And so somebody said something like, "Hey, Adam," that was my cousin's name. I held down on the gas by accident, and his hair went up like quick. This big spot was gone, and he was like, "What was that?" And like, it smelled so bad. And our teacher comes out. She's like, "Who lit a match? Who lit a match?" And someone said, "Nobody lit a match, but Yeti over here lit Adam Ray's hair on fire." And she was like, "It must be Michael's cigarette smell. We're good." And she walked away. Did not believe us. We held on to that until our senior year. We finally told her, and she still really didn't believe us. But
yeah, like that.
Right. So anyway, back to Jamel on the team. I've been a fan of hers since like 2014. I started listening to his and hers. I remember working on my car, trying to do some repairs, and because I try to keep my car out of the shop. I do almost all the repairs myself if I can. Electrical stuff, I usually put it into the shop, but everything else, since about 2005, I've done almost everything else on our vehicles.
Damn, you got a lift or what?
No, just jack stands.
Damn.
And a floor jack, and just crawl. And yeah, it's not.
I gave up on that shit.
we've moved too much to have a lift. We've moved a lot in that.
Like,
time.
here, take my money. I ain't dicking with any exhaust anymore ever again.
But this is before I was even into Levitard. I was big time SVP and Rosillo fan, so I'd listen on the ESPN app. I found how to get into their podcast there, and then I heard ads for his and hers. And so I started checking that out, and it was a fun listen. So I've been a fan of Jamel's ever since. And Scott and Ryan talked really highly of her, so I started getting to know her a little bit more through that. And
have you seen Jamel Hill on Below Decks Mediterranean? Because that Jamel's the one I want on the show, not as the Athletic Jamel or the Atlantic.
No. I
want
actually
them on the
not
parties
watch.
all week.
I do not watch any reality TV or anything of that ilk.
Wait. Jamel is on a reality show?
Is that what Below Deck is?
I might watch that.
I did not know that.
A guilty pleasure, gentlemen.
Is she as great
Below
as David
Deck.
Sampson was on Survivor?
Oh man.
And then Carl Douglas. I mean, you talk about just a rich history of knowledge and his ability to use the English language. He's always going to make it entertaining. But I mean, because he can weave from serious social issues to just goofball antics pretty good, to just like, hey, let me talk about smoking weed all the time, and plus the total oddball of me being like the straight edge kid amongst that group of people too. That'd be a funny dynamic as well. What
would be awesome is if you could get Carl there for a week, because remember when he was in Miami, he was like partying and getting up late every day.
Yeah, that was like party bone in my body, Carl Douglas. And yeah, that was fun. So yeah, I absolutely would love to do a week of shows with the team that I've got. Very, very happy with that choice.
You should tell Greg that, and maybe Greg can convince Dan.
You never know.
So does that mean that Greg's your number one pick if you were doing the draft?
Well, we got a top five. I never actually built a top five, but let's just say that it's if it's not a draft and I just build a list. Yeah, Greg's on there. Chris is on there just because we've already got the chemistry. We've already got the know-how. So then it's just a matter of the other two. I'd love to bring Smetty in, but like bringing Mike Ryan in, because that dude, like, I am forever in awe. I am forever in awe at his ability to do 15 different things at the same time. He must be incredible in the bedroom.
Just spinning plates.
Just cut that. Cut that.
No, but no,
that's going to be the imaging that'll live.
Let's take it back to the corporate Michael. Like that. What I've never heard
Just
anyone
Michael.
else bring up.
Just
I've
Michael.
never heard anyone else bring up about the corporate Michael bit. Is that like, I don't think there's a single time he's there producing the show. He's feeding Stugat's lines. He's queuing up music, getting it ready to go. That's back when he still built a playlist on his Twitter feed every day, like the show playlist. He's getting that ready. And all the while he's playing this character, he's getting yelled at for playing this character. And somehow he did not miss, if I remember correctly, he did not miss a single time where someone called him Mike. He did not miss a single chance to correct them and say Michael. Every single time. I think he batted 1,000 on those opportunities. Anytime someone said Mike, he said Michael every time. And like that alone, I was like, this guy is just next world galaxy brain stuff when it comes to producing stuff. And then he can manipulate the audience too. He is so good at doing that. You never know what's real. He's a good wrestling character in that regard.
He's got a lot of bits going right now though.
So many. And I, you know what? And I because I like to keep my fandom of the show, like I still like to have some sort of line of delineation. So I don't want to know too much. So I don't really ask Chris too much, like on what is real, what's Memorex. And
nice. Memorex, kids. Google it.
Yeah, man.
Analog tape. This episode brought to you by Analog Tape.
Put the pieces of tape over the edges and record whatever you want to off the radio, man.
Yes.
Make sure you cut off the DJ.
So much anxiety waiting at my stereo to press record for my favorite song to come on the radio, and like to try to catch it, to keep from the 2 seconds of me being behind on things, of being missed.
And getting all mad at the jackass DJ who's ramping up the thing. No, don't.
And he talked for an
take
extra
over
5
the intro.
seconds. Right.
No, I called you 6 times so you would play it and shut the hell up so I could put it on my TDK. And...
the day a 13-year-old Yeti realized that he could call in and request songs, I must have made some DJs want to quit, because it was You play Undone the Sweater Song? Can you play Undone the Sweater Song? Can you play
Yeah.
Undone the Sweater Song? And I
we're
called
like,
my friend
kid,
Sally. I just
kid.
called and did this voice. It wasn't obnoxious at all.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You know, the guy's just going, yeah. Okay. 6 call, kid. I get it. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Oh, yeah. I was on the other end of those calls. So
I bet, yeah, that's right. You have a history in radio.
Yeah.
I,
It was nothing worse than when snow was coming. Because, man, we got school tomorrow? Yeah. Well, yeah. I wouldn't say it on the air. I'd just keep that shit to myself.
What format was the station?
It was top 20.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
What era?
I started with Skater Boy.
Oh, gosh.
And I ended at about Holler Back Girl.
Oh, my gosh. You had all the good Charlotte years. And
Glad a lot of
Ron,
garbage
I
in
feel
there.
so bad for you.
Oh, I know. Yeah, and I couldn't really like hide the disdain. So it would be, hey, here's a song. You love them. I love them. Everybody loves them. It's the Backstreet Boys.
Trampling good Charlotte for no reason.
I'm 47 and I like 16-year-old Avril Lavigne. Nothing wrong with that.
That ain't weird. Don't say it's weird.
God. Oh man, have any of y'all ever won anything off of a radio giveaway?
Oh hell yeah!
All right, Ron, go.
Oh, I won pizza. Won some pizzas from a place in Madison. I won movie tickets. Won some Budweiser shirts. That was pretty badass.
Did you rig these contests? These are
Ron
the ones
calling
like
into his
you.
own
No.
Ron's version of winning a radio giveaway is I see and I take.
No, but I did, like, I had people would call in and like, hey, you're the 9th caller. And then, you go through the whole spiel and you end with, and who made you a winner today? And the friggin' guy would be like, yup. I'm like, no, dude, you got to say the name. You're like, who made you a winner? Uh-huh. Like, all right, click, hang up, next call.
WFRG, ribbit, the fraud.
Right. Like, come on, man. Like, literally, I'm giving you some crap. Like, give me 4 seconds of fake enthusiasm. That's
Right,
all
right,
I
right.
ask. Like, I'm giving it to the next girl because she's going to go, wow. I won a koozie. This is great.
Now I have to drive 45 minutes to go through traffic to go to the radio station to get a koozie.
Two counties over. Like, I'm going to tell all my relatives on social media. Look at this. This is
Bob Cousy, boozy. Anyone else? Anyone else win anything off of the radio? Not for Troy.
nobody.
I
I'm
don't
the
know if
only
I
one
ever
that
called
won
into
shit.
a radio station.
Joe, you said you never called in?
I don't think I did. Maybe just to be not very nice, say something that was somehow funny when I was younger, like to.
That was
prank
before the
call.
internet,
What?
Cap, to stay in character, wait until we're about to end the show and then ask us if anyone has won anything off of radio giveaway.
Wait, Cap, have you called into the show, to Levitard show? Have any of you guys?
That's funny. I did before, and this is going to be very funny. I can't remember what the question was. It was for Ron, and Chris answered Cody, and he says, "Okay, well, be concise."
Oh,
no.
that's right in your fucking
no.
wheelhouse.
I hung up.
Wes, what about you?
I think Steakhouse said recently the phone number is not working anymore.
Yeah.
Well, did he dial a 1? Aren't you supposed to dial a 1 at the beginning now, or no? Or is
I don't know.
You
He
don't
didn't
have
answer
to.
that.
You don't have to. Wes,
You
did you
don't
ever
have
win
to.
anything off of the radio?
I have not. I've won like stuff at school, but no, it wasn't like radio at school.
You
like
sold
nothing
you
major.
sold $5,000 worth of magazines and got an OD pencil topper. And a
I had my
Frisbee.
Smelled like strawberry, damn it.
I had my parents sell a bunch of candy so I could ride in a limousine to McDonald's.
Bo has been oddly silent this entire time.
I
No,
called into
that's
the
on
Greg
brand.
Cody show once.
Amazing.
You called in. Yeah, you did call into the Greg Cody show.
Yeah.
Which episode was that?
It was.
Was that
I
the
don't
first
remember,
AMA?
But I think so, and I asked him what is the worst quality about his son, and who would he choose to replace his son?
Oh yeah.
And then I actually got to talk to Chris about it at Moss, so that was kind of fun. So
That's right. Excellent. Well, Bo isn't answering, but
AD, defend your Renee pick now. Go.
Feeling really attacked by both Pam now and Yeti over my I mean, I have beef with Pam now, so I guess that means we have beef too, Yeti. So
Beef with Pam.
Look,
Pam.
what's for dinner, man.
man,
I feel bad, Bo. You had it next great until I talked her out of it. Sorry.
yeah,
You made her realize she was actually talking to
Lauer after hours with the teacher. Yeah, that got you the bonus points. So
So I want Bo. Have you ever won anything off a radio station?
I have not, but I do. Everything you guys said, yes, that is it's near and dear to my heart. Listening on the radio, yelling at the DJ, hey, come on, guy, quiet. Oh, mixtape. Oh, I was the
Mixtape.
I was the mixtape master.
Okay, so radio guys, do you really have to turn your volume down when you get on the air?
Well,
Oh yeah. You're going to
because it'll
feedback
cause
through that.
an echo. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to
I
be all
wondered if
on.
that was a real thing. Like I never actually,
Yeah, because you have your landline that you've pulled in from 3 rooms over on the extra long cord, and if you're right by your stereo, because we're self-obsessed and we want to hear ourselves on the radio. Mom and Daddy, I'm on the radio.
That's why you call in, right?
right. But we don't put 2 and 2 together because we're not the smartest lot, because we're just calling in from Mayberry and Daddy, I want to call in WPAQ. No, it was WKRP, I think. Them's is asking what the first is trivia, and Them's is asking what the first cheese brought over to America was. And I called and I said, American cheese. Nope, sorry, sir, that was wrong. So I called back and I just guessed cottage cheese, and apparently that was right. And we know what I won. I got a shirt that said, "Get moving with milk." Had a heifer cow. Had a heifer cow with some cool sunglasses, skateboarding, drinking its own milk. That was a little weird.
Well, no, obviously that's what the hip cows did in the 90s.
They
It was like, oh yeah,
you drink
cows
your
were
own
wearing
milk around?
sunglasses all the time back then. It was stupid.
We used to prank call people like hey, your cow's out. Like your cow's out.
Is your refrigerator running?
Stuff like I don't know. Anyway, totally just derailed that. I'm going to the ocean.
I won tickets to a NASCAR race one time. There was a Busch series. It was a Busch series race. It was at Rockingham. But see, I don't follow racing, and this is where Allie will hang her head in shame at me. Allie Dawson. We grew up not far from each other. And we didn't know each other or anything, but we put 2 together within an hour and a half. And when I was in a band, it was in the next town over from where she was at. But she's a big time racing fan, and so I called into Rock 92, Greensboro, North Carolina, and they played this game called What's the Connection, and you had to they play 3 songs, and then you had to call in the first caller to tell you what the commonality or the common denominator with the 3 songs wins. And so mine was just it was cards. It was Kenny Wayne Shepherd's Blue on Black. It was the Eagles' Desperado, and then Steve Miller Band's The Joker. So it's it's all revolves around playing cards.
Shit.
And so they're like, yeah, you win tickets to go to Rockingham or race at Rockingham. I'm like, all right. Dumbass me didn't know of Rockingham, the racetrack, which is down near South Carolina. It's close to North Carolina, South Carolina border. I only knew Rockingham County, which is right across right in front of the Virginia border, directly north of Greensboro. Made sense. This is where the radio station is. Rockingham, they must have a racetrack there. I didn't know where the racetrack was, so I never went to the race. I never even gave the tickets away. They just went to waste. I went and picked them up, but yeah, it was bad. So, but those are the only 2 things I've won on the radio.
And we used to have this lady. She was amazing. I literally worked every shift in that place. I would do an AM morning thing. I'd do an afternoon. I'd come back and do midday drive. I did overnights. This lady won stuff on literally every shift I worked. She was amazing. When they say, hey, you can't win a prize within 30 days, we had to actually count for her. she would win so many damn things that she'd win again in the 30 days. And you have to be like, no, Paulina, you can't have another fucking koozie. You're over your limit.
Koozie.
What's she doing? Hacking into the phone lines or what?
I don't know. It was amazing. Literally 4:30 a.m. Run a contest. Boom. Paulina Teeter calls in and fucking wins. Like, really? Because you just won yesterday at 2:30 in the afternoon. Like, is this what you do?
The name Teeter will never not be funny.
Besides concert tickets, is there anything even good to win on the radio?
T-shirts, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
We didn't
come
give away
on.
much. Yeah. No, like a 6-pack of Pepsi vanilla or something. It's the taste
whatever
everybody gave a shit
sponsor's
about from
promo item is. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever the distributors leaving.
Crystal Pepsi. Remember the Crystal Pepsi like 3 weeks?
I mean,
Big
this
fan.
won't surprise nobody. We had cousins that were truckers, and they brought us Crystal Pepsi before it ever hit the market. Man, I mean, we felt like we just felt like the stuff, man.
A couple years ago, they brought it back,
Yeah, they did.
and I got in my car and I went and found that shit because
I
I'll
love
tell
how
you what.
animated Ron is with his hands while he's talking, like that he has an audience of 15 people in it, like he's
just this cat.
Wayne's World, like the live studio audience that they're in their basement, like it's just like, yeah, like it's fun. You're working the crowd. It's great.
Yeah.
What was I going to say a second ago about radio and calling in? And then Joe asked about the crappy gifts that they give. And okay, totally not
I
related.
mean, because NASCAR sounds terrible. I would give those tickets away for sure. Or,
We give away
Everyone
wrestling
says if
tickets
you
a couple
go,
times.
that it's a great time, but I don't know.
Most
I don't
events.
drink, so I don't know how much fun I'd actually have. You know, like,
oh man, you'd have to drink.
watching things go around in circles
you'd have to-
forever.
yeah.
I don't know.
Louder than hell. Like, this doesn't sound like a good time.
Well, I also don't understand the rules, which sounds weird because
Because it's just going in a circle, but somehow I'm still confused.
It's more complicated than that though, because
It is.
I went to one race where Dale Jr. was like 50 car lengths ahead of everyone for more than half the race, and he ended up like 23rd. I don't know what happened to his car.
And when I try to watch it, like stages, what are these stages
Yeah, I
they
don't
speak
understand
of?
that either.
Yeah, like God, we sound so horrible. If there's any NASCAR fans listening, they're like, blasphemy.
Fair.
Oh, let me tell you real quick. Complete change of subject. I'm gonna share a story how I was very proud of my son this last week. He's 8, and just randomly he says, "Dad," because he doesn't listen to the show with me. And I wasn't talking about it with him. Just randomly, "Hey, Dad, I wish they made a hot dog gun or a gun that shoots hot dogs." And I was like, "Boy, I tell you what,
Well, let me tell you, son.
have a sit down."
Good thing you mentioned
And I
that.
was like, "Let me show you a video." And I showed him videos of the Phillies hot dog gun. It was just this perfect synchronicity.
Gather around,
then-
boy.
And then there was another time last week where, what was the word he used? I'll have to make something up because I don't remember exactly what it was, but like it was I'll just say tall robot. And he goes, "A towbot." And I was like, I said, "Wilco, I am so proud of you right now." And I didn't know. And I was like, that's Chris Cody's thing. He's like, "Yeah." Like, so he did it. Not only did he do it, like, I just kind of haphazardly thought it'd be funny to put the words together, but he did it deliberately in homage of Chris Cody. And I was like, I'm going to go buy you whatever toy you want at the store. You want a real life Lamborghini? I'll buy you one right now. Not really, but still.
I'll buy
Come
you
on,
a
who-
team.
Get in the car. We're getting ponies.
Let me buy you a highlight team. That's right. So yeah,
Go
that was
Cones.
pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
Okay, I have one statement and one question about music.
Okay.
Statement. I actually believe that Mike Ryan put together the musical just so you and Streeter could not win this year, because I think they were so mad about losing the long stat of the day that they're like, nope, we're coming back strong.
That's the take Andrews had.
And then
Like,
my question is, what do you got for us? You guys got something big planned?
I am working on a new original. It'll be my second single. So last year in April, I released Pirate Radio Anthem. I have my my second single that I've got like 5 more lines to write, I'm gonna figure out a couple rhyme schemes on it because I'm not sure how I want to put it. It will be kind of like Pirate Radio Anthem was less like about the show, like Will Christy Yamaguchi main, his Pirate Radio song that they used for the local hour, that was loaded with show jokes, like direct references to the show. Pirate Radio Anthem wasn't, outside of a line for like marching band and tow. Everything else was just about the spirit and the emotion that went with them breaking free.
Come along, we don't even know. We're sailing for the skies of Pirate Radio. Horizon in our sights. Come on, we gotta go. It's time to live the life of Pirate Radio.
And so this will be similar in that regard. It's not fully about the show, but it's relevant enough. And so I'm hoping to have that one finished in less than a month from now. In theory, I could have it finished this weekend, but I don't know that I will. Just mixing takes me forever because I'm just learning how to produce over the last 2 years. I never really produced much. I mean, I did some stuff like with my old band. I got on like some old multi-track programs on my computer a long time ago, but I never really put out anything that wasn't just really crappy sounding. Hey, there's Troy right there showing off his Pirate Radio Anthem sweatshirt. Excellent choice, my friend.
Can you convince Debro to come out of retirement? Because you did a song for her show.
I did her theme song. That was really cool that she let me do that, because I just asked her. I was like, can I give it a shot and just try? Because that was just like, let me just see what I can do. And that's been one of my favorite parts about the Greg Cody show too, is Greg will say, hey, I'd like to have some music to go with the X idea. Right. And it challenges me to actually not just do something that I would normally write, but to do something that
they
would
set the parameters of something you wouldn't normally do, and now you get to go execute it.
Right, like the Hard Knocks theme.
It's fun.
I'm going to release that one day once I've finished the full thing. I mean, it's over it's like 6.5 minutes long, that instrumental that I call Lone Wolf. But it's the music that we put behind the Hard Knocks, all of our Hard Knocks like intros and outros. They're like, we want something that would kind of fit the Hard Knocks dramatic, music thing, and there went. It's my first orchestration piece that I've ever done, and I love it.
What's the diner song that you guys did?
Nellie's Diner. That started back in 2007. I was in I just moved to Seattle, and I was in an Albertsons checkout line. Shout out to Shalbertsons. And they had these little TVs advertising their sales or whatever. And it said, and someone said something about chicken cutlets. And I'd actually never heard the phrase chicken cutlets before. I knew exactly what they were talking about as soon as I heard it, though. It just worked. And, but like immediately this tune hits me and this line hits me, and I don't keep it in my head. I'm there with my best friend and the cashier, and I just sing, it's the taste of chicken cutlets that make you feel at home. And everyone's just kind of staring at me like, what in the hell just happened? And I'm like, man, I can't tell you. But I can't tell you what just happened. That just happened. And so that was in my head forever. Just the taste of chicken cutlets. It was just something we laughed at, me and my friends. And then I was going to try to get into voiceover a few years ago. And so I made a little demo, and I decided to write an ad for something I called Mama's Diner, like a little fake commercial. And I turned that into, it's the sight, the sound, the smell of it, morning, night, or noon. Yeah, so I actually had all that written already. And so I just changed it when I joined the Greg Cody show. We talked about doing fake commercials. And I was like, what if we did Nellie's Diner? Because Chris was like, I want us to make some fake ads. And I was like, okay, cool. And some fads. That's right. And so I was like, I've got this thing called Mama's Diner. What if we change it to Nellie's?
It's the taste of Nellie's Diner.
Step back in time when you step into Nellie's Diner. It's the only place in town that tastes Wild Bill Cody's Bison Burger, deep fried in Nana's 100-year-old lard. Or try a tall stack of our award-winning PFPI pancakes. Dig into the signature bang-a-thing salad, or try an Uncle Pick footlong. Anything you want and anytime you want it, we got it. All served up with a free side of smiles. We are right where we've been for 60 years at 1440 Zagami Street, downtown. Nellie's Diner. It's the taste of home you never had because your mom sucked at cooking.
It's the taste of Nellie's Diner.
Because because one of Greg's back in my days was about talking about his grandma Nellie's cookbook.
Oh yeah, Nellie Doogie,
Nana's cookbook, yeah. And so,
trichinosis, tragic.
and so we did it, and then Greg wrote the voiceover portion, and he nailed it. Knocked it out of the park. I was so proud of that. And then the Brill Cream, that was just me straight up trying to steal something from Andrew because I was really jealous.
Brill Cream.
That he got all the shine for Fancy Lad. He got a DM from Dan telling him to keep it up, and Dan never DM'd me, and it created Danny issues. And that I have Danny issues. So why don't you pay attention to me? And so like as soon as,
why won't you love me?
This was like the Tuesday after Freedom, or the first Greg Cody appearance after Freedom. And Greg was making the Brill Cream, like singing that, and he's like Andrew, we should get Andrew Streeter to come up with like a Brill Cream jingle. And I was like, no, I am doing this. I was on the bus on the way home from work, and I was like, this is mine. And Greg actually texted me about 20 minutes after I heard that and had the idea. I was like, I'd already started working on stuff, and Greg's like, Yeti, I would love for us to do a Brill Cream jingle. Do you think you can work something up for us? I'm like, I am already working on it because I want this win. Dang it. And so,
Brill Cream!
Hey, cool cats, tired of suffering from prolonged virginity? Want to attract the kittens like a fancy lad? Well, a little dab will do you, and two will do you double. Brill Cream. Guys, put your hands on your tube and squeeze. Brill Cream. Dab in it.
Brill Cream, a little dabba-dee-da, Brill Cream. What's the matter to you? Fancy lad, the stories look so different, yeah. Brill Cream, a little dabba-dee-da, Brill Cream. What's the matter to you? All the ladies love the light with Brill Cream. Brill Cream.
Andrew is my best friend, and but that doesn't mean I don't get competitive, and he does too. And
yeah,
so,
you're a producer now. He's got to have a little bit of jealousy that you're a producer of a world famous podcast.
And you made the big board, so
I made the big board. That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
So he brought up the other day. He's like Greg or Chris. Greg brought up. He said it was Chris. But either way, put it well on the show that Andrew might have the suies, but Yeti gets paid. And so that's right. And I was trying to keep that quiet because I don't want Andrew to
to start thinking he should get paid. Because
I don't want to drive him to work harder because he'll be he actually went to school for audio engineering. I did not. I'm behind the 8 ball on this. So don't be surprised if you hear something from him soon. And then like I said, and I've got an original that I'm working on that
he's got babies. That helps you,
huh?
He's got babies. That helps you.
His babies slow him down, but he also works from home full time. I do not. And so like if he gets something on a whim, he's already in front of his studio. He works on it at the same computer or at the same desk. So he can just if he has something hit him quick, and he can put things together so much faster than I can. So he's got something cool coming out pretty soon. I think it will. Hope maybe in the next couple days even. So make sure you listen to the Dan Lebatard show with Stu Gotts, and because you might hear some cool stuff there.
Plugging it.
Anyway, I'm going to have to run, but thanks for having me. If you're listening to this, check out Yes Maybe No. We've just started putting out episodes again, not on a weekly basis yet, but it's happening. Andrew said he'd start producing those, and that was kind of what it was going to take because it was just taking too much of my time with everything else. So now he's got the reins on the production wheel, and so we'll have an episode out, I think, this week. And I've already got a couple guests lined up for our next couple of episodes. So we'll be covering those. And so check that out. Always check out the Greg Cody Show with Greg Cody. Even if you don't hear my voice, I'm there somewhere. That's Ron's got his Party Bone in My Body shirt on, featuring Greg Cody and the wooden rooster or plastic rooster. I'm not sure which. Either way, the industry, like the why in the hell chicken is on his. Why in the hell is he carrying a chicken? And make sure keep listening to this, guys, to the Half-Ass Podcast, Drinks with Ron.
Excellent.
Thank God it's fantasy.
Thank God it's fantasy.
Appreciate you.
So,
thanks for the time, Yeti.
Thank you,
guys. It's been fun.
Yeah, man, a lot of fun.
Yeti.
Thank you, Yeti. Thank you, Yeti.
You're welcome. I don't know what I'm doing there.
Can you do a song featuring Chris Cuomo saying that is not a real song? Can you work that into one of your originals?
I give you a
Hold on, let's see.
Throw in some Brill Cream.
I'm joining here tonight on a podcast so long. It's hosted by a guy named Drinks with Ron. And they asked me to see if I am wearing a blue thong. Chris Cuomo said that is not a song.
Not a song.
There you go.
Very impressive.
That's the new single. I just made it up. I mean,
God damn.
80-20 my way.
That's the name of my next
COB.
single. That's what she said. But